The race action is coming at you thick and fast. We're already into the junior Rotax final grids, Jake.
Ollier and Stout on the front row from Hudson and Catling, then Whitfield and Ben Horner, Jacob Dukes and James Kochilek, then Lewis Sumner and Bartek Filipiak. Then it is Charlie Gillam and Archie Doherty, from George Daniels and Ben Gordon, Molly Pugh, James Kell, Oliver Lomax and Harry Hurst-Grover, making their way up from the back of the grid, but both of them made progress in their races. So let's see how far they can charge through. It's the junior Rotax final here at Hooton Park, and we are ready to see who's going to get the job done in the final reckoning. Down to the first corner, away we go, and James Ollier under pressure and round the outside. That's the first person who's ever had a crack at James Ollier and made it stick as Zane Stout takes the lead around the outside, and they get a faceful of it from the drone. But what a fantastic run from Zane Stout. He caught James Ollier napping at the start. Excellent stuff.
Adam Catling on the four-cart. You see him, looks like he's in fourth place there. He won round 10 last time to go through.
Ollier!
Apex! Running wide is the leader. Loses one, two, loses three, and Ollier. It's been all Ollier all day, and he's back into the lead halfway round the first lap. That was very temporary as the 51 sliding wide there was trying to swap ends on him. That's Archie Doherty.
Did Doherty actually catch that before
he
went
went in? I think he did.
Very impressive kart control then.
He's still there in 12th place, Jake.
Yes, indeed. Well recovered then from Doherty, but poor Zane Stout. All that hard work on the initial launch through the first couple of corners, and it's all just come undone around him in that one mistake through the left-hander, and Ollier's gone clear. Look at that.
Yeah, Morgan Hudson's still there in second place, and then Catling's up to third. Zane Stout, who had the lead temporarily, he's back in fourth now on the 7 kart as they sweep through the Wilson S's. Great low-down shot.
Yes, indeed. Morgan Hudson in front of Catling and Stout. So Zane Stout obviously trying to make up for lost time, trying not to lose face. He comes into the first right-hander. 37.2 from James Ollier, already trying to make a bigger charge away through. This is a fabulous camera shot as they run through there at the first couple of corners. Into turn 3, and you can see that Adam Catling and Zane Stout are trying to get back on terms with Morgan Hudson. Dan Whitfield is right behind them in P5 at the moment in the 41 kart, and then Jacob Dukes next up. Bit of a sense of an opportunity from Catling. He thought that Morgan Hudson might have left a little bit of a gap open, but look at that. James Ollier is released and he's disappearing up the road.
It's much closer in this junior final than we've seen in the heats at the front. It's been all Ollier all day, and it's going to be all Ollier in this final, I think, unless he makes a big mistake. Would have to be huge to lose this now. 1.6 seconds ahead just on the third lap. Incredible.
We have potentially got traffic to deal with later on in the final, of course, so that's going to be the real test of James Ollier's mettle. He leads Hudson by 1.6 already on the fourth lap, ahead of Catling, Stout, Whitfield, Dukes, Horner, Sumner, Kochilek and Filipiak. And there is Adam Catling in kart number 4 with the Lando Norris colours aboard his kart and suit, trying to shake off the attentions. Oh, that's a nice move up the inside in the final bend. That is Jacob Dukes getting his run on the inside of Dan Whitfield, and that puts him up into 5th position with Horner in 7th behind them, and then Sumner, Kochilek, Filipiak, Gillam, Hurst-Grover and Archie Doherty.
From the drone up to the Hooton hairpin. Looks like Hudson is getting away in second place. It's pretty much as it was before.
Big launch, that's Ben Horner. He gets his run on Whitfield, so that is a lovely move from the 12, and he gets up into position on the Cosmic. So that puts him into the top 6 for the first time in this race, but there's going to be pressure from behind as Lewis Sumner is trying to charge his way further forward. And so too is James Kochilek. Harry Hurst-Grover has got past 6 drivers in the field already from the back of the grid all the way up to P12.
Yeah, it's a great effort. James Ollier sets the fastest lap again, 36.263. He come under the cable cam once more through turn 2 at the gate.
And here they come again. Up to the hairpin, and here's the dive. This is for third. That is Zane Stout, but he's going to run wide on the exit. Nicely timed from Catling, he gets back through, and now watch for Jacob Dukes on the far side. Can he beat him to the braking zone? No, he doesn't, but again, he tries the slow in, fast out tactic. He doesn't manage to on the first corner. He might get a chance after the S's. He's really starting to hustle the opportunity. Zane Stout just holds on for the moment, but Jacob Dukes definitely getting him back against the ropes again.
James Ollier, this is pretty much his backyard. He sets another fastest lap, 37.234. So not surprising to see him so far out front, or out front. Maybe a bit surprising of seeing this far out front, but this is a great battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and even 7th place Dan Whitfield not that far away.
Ollier, Hudson, Catling, Stout, and then Dukes right in behind him. This is the battle for 3rd position. Stout trying again on Adam Catling. Can he dive through on the inside? Not at the final turn. Maybe he'll get a run down the main straight in the slipstream. You can see Catling ducking down behind the steering wheel, trying to pull out a little bit of a gap. back end kicking out a little bit. Loose is clearly fast. And as far as Catling is concerned, he's got Stout, Dukes, Horner and Whitfield on the 6 o'clock position behind him. Trying to dive through on the inside line. No chance of a gap. That's well held by Catling. Trying to come out around the final part of that section. There is no chance for Stout to get through, as Catling is placing his kart in the middle of the apex.
Cracking competitive racing, certainly for this position. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8 and 9 going through. This is where you learn your racecraft before you move on to national championship level. Club karting is where it starts, and none more so arguably than Hooton Park in the Indikart Plus this year. 36.196 now for Ollier. He's getting close to that 35-second mark.
Down to the braking zone up the inside. Is that going to be the move? Stout tries again. Catling has to resist, but he's still able to defend. And now Jacob Dukes wants a piece of the action again to try and get through into 4th position. It's not going to happen. They roll off the power, get back onto the gas as they work their way through the right, through the left, and then up to the final turn again at Stanlow. Is this going to be the opportunity? Down the main straight again. Here comes the opportunity. Look at Hudson again, loose as you like into the braking zone. He really loves getting the back end of that kart out. Along the cable turn, love it, nicely done. But still Catling holding on to this podium position like glue. And now Dukes is going to get his run on Stout first. He gets there, the door is still open. Can Ben Horner get alongside enough? No, he can't. He has to bail out and tuck back in behind the 7. So through they come again.
Cracking race really this is for 3rd place, isn't it? Any one of these drivers can take 3rd here if they get the run. And Lewis Sumner there, who is currently in 8th and one off the back of that little group. What a great effort by somebody who's only had the kart 3 months.
Dukes on the inside, bangs wheels with Catling, gets through, and also in the same breath Stout has to defend from Ben Horner. And then you've got Whitfield, Sumner and Koccielek all the way through. This is 7 drivers battling over the podium. Stout gets the move on the inside of Catling, but Catling drifts out wide. Catling drops to P9, shakes his head. He is not happy at all with how that played out. As we quickly look at Doherty, Daniels and Gordon. Daniels trying to get up the inside, hasn't made that move work. Let's look again at this. So Stout gets a little bit of a nudge on the back of Catling, but I think Stout had help of his own. I think there was just a little bit of stereotypical karting loading going on there into the hairpin, and unfortunately it's really tough to pick out who did what to who.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure whether the officials would have seen it. It was kind of under the cable cam one more time. Ben Gordon made up one place in the hairpin last time round, but yeah, Catling was certainly disadvantaged there. Went from 4th to 9th through the one turn.
Well, James Kell has made up 2 places on that lap as well to go up to 13th position. Gordon up to 14th ahead of George Daniels, and then Molly Pugh. And then we have Oliver Lomax being lapped. The only retirement from this race so far as we go through the Wilson S's is Bartek Filipiak out through Stanlow and onto the main straight once again. A fabulous race circuit here at Hooton Park. And as they come into Vauxhall, Ollier is 3 seconds ahead of Morgan Hudson, who is a further 3.7 ahead of Jacob Dukes.
Yeah, it's pretty much been like that all day, Heat 1 and Heat 2, hasn't it? And again here in the final. But this battle for 3rd place, fantastic battle. Classic club karting at its best. You always find people that are at your level in club karting. It doesn't matter where you are, if you're a beginner or somewhere in the midfield, you're starting to learn your trade. Lewis Sumner here, of course, on the green suit there with the white helmet, as we know. Sumner in 7th place now, or last time when he went through anyway. Only had the kart 3 months and done 3 test sessions on it.
Very impressive to be mixing it with a lot more established drivers in terms of experience. James Ollier out in front. There is an overusage of the word flawless these days in karting. You can't really use a better word to describe how James Ollier's been this weekend. Other than the half lap where Zane Stout outfoxed him at the start of this one, he has been leading all race meeting long. James Ollier takes it all. Heat 1, Heat 2 and the final. Domination.
All Ollier all day. Morgan Hudson will be happy with his 2nd place because it gives him decent points. And then Dukes ahead of Stout, Whitfield, Horner, Sumner. Great drive by Sumner for 7th. Koccielek in 8th from Adam Catling. He'll be disappointed with 9th, Jake. And Harry Hurst-Grover came from the back of the field to finish 10th.
Yeah, there are mixed fortunes for the competitors in our Junior Rotax final, but certainly you cannot begrudge the man who has topped them all throughout this race meeting. James Ollier gets the job done here at Hooton Park. He wins Heat 1, Heat 2 and the final, 4 seconds clear of Morgan Hudson. Jacob Dukes is the hard charger. He comes up to 3rd position. Then Zane Stout in 4th place ahead of Dan Whitfield. Ben Horner, Lewis Sumner makes up 2 places. James Koccielek into 8th. Adam Catling wishing for more next time. And Harry Hurst-Grover up from the back of the field to P10.
Championship points look like this after the opening round. James Ollier has the maximum 30, and it's Morgan Hudson from Zane Stout, Daniel Whitfield, Ben Horner, Adam Catling in 6th place. Lewis Sumner, my driver of the day in P7. Not a lot of experience, but a great result. Kochelek, Gillam and Filipiak round out the top 10.